All right, welcome back to the channel. So it looks like Jermell Charlo versus Tszyu is going to happen, and it looks like they have a done deal, and this fight could take place this year. Very interesting fight. So I'm going to break it down to y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news. And remember to hit that bell icon to always stay notified as soon as I release the news. So with that being said, let's get into this. Tszyu is the mandatory for Jermell Charlo, and he petitioned to be the mandatory, and it looks like Jermell Charlo is going to be staying at 154 for now. He decided that he's going to defend his titles. This will be his first events after he successfully beat Brian Castano. So now Tszyu is up next, and Tszyu has been talking a lot of trash on how he can beat Jermell Charlo. And Jermell Charlo, you know, was being disrespected by Australian reporters about Tszyu, how they were saying he's ducking Tszyu. He didn't want no parts of Tszyu. Well, first of all, Jermell Charlo wants all the smoke, and he's going to give Tszyu a shot because it has been confirmed today. They already agreed to all the contracts and stuff like that, so that has been confirmed. The only thing that has not been confirmed yet is a date, because they are waiting for Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford to basically fight this year, but they don't want to intervene with those dates because they don't know which date they're going to fight on. So the fight could potentially take place towards the end of the year, or maybe no later than November or December or early 2023, which I don't see that happening until next year. But it's going to be a very great fight, and also I don't think the fight's going to happen around when Canelo Alvarez fights Triple G as well. And I don't think Spence Jr. or Terrence Crawford's date is going to be around September, because they was trying to look forward to making that date around that time. But since Canelo Alvarez and Triple G fight on Cinco de Mayo days and Mexican holidays, whatever the case may be, they're not going to put it around that date. So hopefully they're between Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford happens October. I hope the fight happens this year or not pushed back to next year, because I really want to see that fight this year, because they're dragging that fight way too long and stuff like that, but they're still negotiating. So if you guys don't know who Tszyu is the guy of a legendary boxer in Costa Tszyu. Now he put his son in boxing, or whatever the case may be. And Tszyu, in my opinion, he's not ready for Jermell Charlo. If you guys go back and look at that fight between him and Terrell Gushaw, he got dropped in the first round by Terrell Gushaw with a clean overhand right. And Terrell Gushaw was presenting problems to Tszyu. He was catching him a lot with feints. He was utilizing the jab. He was controlling the distance of Tszyu, because Tszyu is a pressure fighter. And Tszyu was having problems with the jab, in my opinion, and the footwork of Terrell Gushaw. But Terrell Gushaw, towards the middle of the fight, towards the end of the fight, he looked like he wasn't even trying. He wasn't even anticipating on winning the fight. And it looks like he just simply came in there just to dance around and run from Tszyu and basically get a paycheck, in my opinion. And that was one of Terrell Gushaw's worst performance I ever seen. Terrell Gushaw is a pretty good fighter, but I just don't understand why did he fought Tszyu like that in the manner. All Terrell Gushaw had to do was, when he dropped him, you know, utilize Tszyu, make him miss, make him pay, because he's a very good boxer to make him do those things. I just don't understand why did he do that and fought Tszyu the way he did. It makes absolutely no sense. Maybe he must have got some step aside money under the table to let Tszyu win, or whatever the case may be. I don't know the situation, but that fight was very, very strange in my opinion. But I feel like Tszyu isn't ready. Tszyu was exposed in that fight. I feel like Jermell Charlo is too big, too strong, too athletic for Tszyu. I feel like that Tszyu pressure is going to be neutralized by Jermell Charlo, because Jermell Charlo showed me that he can fight off the back foot if he's being pressured to a certain point where he just can't get his punches off, because Brian Castano was putting a lot of pressure on Jermell Charlo, and Jermell Charlo shown that he can bang with Brian Castano. He's shown that he can box and bang at the same time, and he has one hell of a chin because he was getting clipped with a lot of big shots by Brian Castano, and he weathered the storm and knocked out Brian Castano in the 10th round. I don't think Tszyu is going to present any problems to Jermell Charlo. Tszyu is way too young. He's 27. Well, yeah, 27 years of age. To me, I think he's too green, because yeah, you beat Terrell Gushaw, but that was not your best performance because you got dropped by a guy that's basically a nobody and nobody know who he is. So it makes no sense on why Tszyu is pressing for Jermell Charlo. Obviously, he's in a position. Of course, he's the mandatory for him, but you're not ready. I see you getting stopped within 8 to 10 rounds. I would be very shocked if this go to a decision. I think Jermell Charlo is going to make an example on why Tszyu isn't ready for Jermell Charlo. I think that Tszyu, you know, he doesn't have the best footwork in the world. His power is okay. He doesn't have crazy amounts of punching power, even though the knockouts he gave was tomato cans, in my opinion. Tszyu is going to have to apply pressure in a different way. In my opinion, he doesn't get his head off the line. He's always being hit with something that he shouldn't be hit. He should be slipping punches. He'd be ducking under punches and countering. But Tszyu is just a basic come forward fighter, and to apply a whole bunch of pressure, and hopefully he can land one shot. That's why I'm picking Jermell Charlo. Ring IQ, footwork, speed, power, agility. Jermell Charlo has all the intangibles to beat Tszyu. Now, Tszyu, if he shocked me with something that Tszyu have never did, was box with Jermell Charlo, that's going to be a different game plan. But even Brian Castano says Tszyu's not ready. And Tszyu just wanted his shot at all the belts because he feels like that he did honor by letting Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo fight for the rematch clause. But I feel like you're not ready. You should be thanking Jermell Charlo, be begging on your knees that he's giving you an opportunity for Undisputed. And he's going to simply embarrass you on why you ain't ready for this type of level. It's just two different levels. There's matchmaking for a reason. This is a very bad matchup for Tszyu. I think the matchmakers absolutely got this wrong. Hey, but when you're the number one contender for those titles and a title opportunity, go ahead and throw the young lion in there. He can, like I said in my last video, just because you lost, you can bounce back. So I'm not saying that Tszyu can't win this fight. I'm just saying styles make fights for a reason, and Tszyu's style is all wrong for Jermell Charlo, in my opinion. So with that being said, it looks like it's a done deal with Tszyu versus Jermell Charlo for Undisputed. Jermell Charlo's first title defense at Undisputed. So we don't know when the date's going to happen, but we know they have agreed to terms, and this fight is going to come to fruition if the Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford situation gets done, and hopefully that situation gets done so they won't bombard into dates and try to compete with each other. So with that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.